In this lecture, we are going to study about Ruby laser. This is lecture 4 of unit 4 lasers. This diagram is about a Ruby laser. As you would see in this apparatus, we have the Ruby rod inside. The Ruby rod itself acts like a resonator wherein one side is fully polished and the other side is partially polished. It is enclosed in a glass tube wherein we have a cooling system so that the heat generated can be removed. Energy is required for pumping. That is given by a flash tube. It is a xenon flash tube. So once energy is given, the laser action will start over here. Ruby is a solid state laser. And remember, solids are characterized by band structure of energy and not discrete energy levels. What is ruby? Ruby is aluminum oxide crystal containing 0.05% of chromium atoms. The chromium ions are active material, whereas aluminum and oxygen are inert. It means when pumping energy is given by the xenon flash lamp, chromium ions will go from the lower energy states to the higher energy states, whereas aluminum and oxygen do not go to the higher energy state. So laser action is by chromium ions. Ruby rod is cylindrical in shape, of length 4 cm and diameter 1 cm. Its ends are polished and parallel to each other. The reason for this is the ruby rod itself is acting like a resonator. One end of the rod is fully reflecting and the other end partially reflecting. Ruby rod acts as an optical resonator and the laser light will come out from the partially reflecting side. Ruby rod is surrounded by a helical xenon flash lamp which is used for pumping. This diagram is about the energy level of Ruby laser. As you would see, it has got three energy levels, E1, E2 and E3, E1 being the ground state. E2 and E3 are not discrete energy levels, these are band structure. E2 is about 14 angstroms and E3 about 800 angstroms. It is seen that E2 over here is a metastable state. So population inversion occurs between the level E2 and E1. E1 is a ground state. So a large amount of energy is required for population inversion to take place. And since the population inversion involves the ground state, it is a three-level energy diagram. Now, there are some transitions from E3 to E2, but these are non-radiative transitions. That is, heat is given out. So initially, when laser action has to start, all the atoms are in the ground state. And when pumping energy is given, they may go to the level E2 or E3. If they go to E3, they can come down by spontaneous emission. From E3 to E2 is a non-radiative transition, that is, energy is given out in the form of heat. But when the transition occurs between E2 to E1, then laser light is given out. Now, when the xenon flash lamp is switched on, chromium ions are excited to state E3 and E31 by the green and blue components of white light. We are stating it as E3 and E31 or E3 dash because it is a band structure about 800 angstroms. Chromium ions undergo non-radiative transitions from E3 and E3 dash to E2. E2 is a metastable state and chromium ions accumulate in E2 state. Population inversion of E2 with respect to E1 occurs, and remember E1 is the ground state. The process starts when a photon is produced by transition of chromium ions from E2 to E1. This is a spontaneous emission. The process starts with the spontaneous emission. This spontaneous photon stimulates another excited ion to downward transition. This process continues and many photons are released. In a sense, amplification is taking place. Red photons of wavelength 6943 angstroms are given out. The output is not continuous but pulsed. That is why ruby laser is also known as a pulsed laser. But in this, remember the three energy levels. E2 is a metastable state and population inversion is achieved between E2 and the ground state. So a lot of pumping energy is required. And secondly, it will not be purely monochromatic because the transition is from E2 level to E1 and E2 itself is a band structure. So in this case, pure monochromatic light is not given out by ruby laser. So this was the first type of lasers which was studied. It's a solid state lasers. So this is what we have studied in this particular lecture.